What happened if you defaulted on your pre-construction project? In the last video, we talked about what happened if the developer defaulted on the pre-constructions. In today's topic, we will talk about what happened if you, as a consumer, were the ones who defaulted on a pre-construction property purchase. Can the developer sue you? And if yes, what exactly can they sue you for? Let's break this down in step by step. So you sign a pre-construction agreement. You put down a deposit, maybe 10, 15, or even 20% of the purchase price. The building is under construction, but before closing, something happens. You can't or don't want to go through with the purchase. What now? First things first, if you walk away, the developer will almost guarantee that they have the right to keep your deposit. That's usually written very clearly in the sale agreement. So unfortunately, that money is gone. But here's the big questions. Can the developer come after you for more than what just the deposit? And the answer is yes, they can. In many cases, they can. Here's how it usually works. If you default, the developer will try to resell your unit to someone else. If the market has gone up, no problem. They might just keep your deposit and move on. But if the market has gone down, like what's happening now in 2025, and they have to resell your unit for less than what you paid for, they can sue you for the difference. For example, if you agree to buy a property at $600,000, but they later sell it for $550,000, they could sue you for that $50,000 loss on top of keeping your deposit. Now let's take this into a bigger scale. Imagine if you bought a unit for $1 million, but by the time of the project is done, the market has dropped and the same unit is now only worth $800,000. That's a $200,000 gap. And guess what? You could be on the hook for that difference. In that situation, the developer will most likely going to take the route of taking legal actions. They can and often will take legal actions to recover those losses. That means they could go after your personal assets in court. And this is not just hypothetical. Unfortunately, here in 2025, we're already seeing cases like this played out. And if the market stays the same, this trend could continue well into 2026. And the music doesn't stop there. Developers can also sue you for carrying costs like interest, taxes, or condo fees they have to recover while trying to resell. Legal costs for enforcing the contract. Market expenses if they had to spend more money to sell that unit again. Basically, any reasonable loss they can prove as a cost by your default, they can come after you. Now, why developers sometimes don't sue? Or do they always sue? Not necessarily. It depends on the market and the specific developer. If they can resell quickly and at a higher price, they might just move on and with no extra claims. But if they take a hit, they usually try to recover it from you. Now, if they find that you virtually have no assets to recover from, they're probably not just going to waste their time, like bankruptcy. So what can you do if you're in this situation? Well, aside from you should be consulting with a real estate lawyer first before you sign. In this situation, you should be engaging with a litigation lawyer to try to mitigate further damages. There are a lot of developers class action lawsuits right now happening in 2025 as we speak, and depending on how this will play out in court, if the judgments will set precedents in favor of the developer, this will set a tone if the developer can actually put a claim against your personal assets. And the sad reality is, there are some occasions when buyer will need to file for bankruptcy in order to avoid going further into debt. So this is when you need to consult with a litigation lawyer. Unfortunately, in some cases, buyers may have to file for bankruptcy to avoid sinking deeper into debt. This is exactly why speaking with a litigation lawyer is so important at this point to evaluate your situation, as not all situations are the same. So in summary, yes, the developer can sue you, not just for your deposit, but also for any losses they suffer because of your default. The bottom line is, make sure you know what you're signing, and always put a lawyer's review clause in all your pre-construction sale. As always, if you find value from this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.